And here I am. It's not quite Tuesday, is it? But I made it. Yesterday, I don't my allergies got a hold of me and I was coughing up a storm. Even like I mean for a long time. It went on forever. I was like, hmm. So I took some cough drops and drank a bunch of water and laid my butt down and just moved the show to today. Cause I kinda like, that ring. You got a little ring to it. What the fuck Wednesday? And my shirt, as usual, I'm wearing a shirt to commemorate the occasion. Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot. What does that say in military call letters? What the fuck? That's what it says. So, that's my thing. Every Tuesday, I wear a different t shirt. So, I have to show you guys. For those of you who may have just wandered in, this is a live stream where we talk about dating and relationships. Relationships in all forms, family relationships, friend relationships, coworker relationships. And the questions come in, they're put into a document for me, and I read them live on the air. You see them when I see them. You hear them when I hear them. So we can be surprised together at the nonsense. But let's see, let's get started because I know it's going to be a minute here. This little stack looks thick. Yeah, 16 questions. I was suspicious it was more than usual. 16 questions today. Oh, I hope I don't cough. Let me open up my lovely LaCroix. And no, I don't get this is not a sponsorship. This is just something that I like to drink myself. So, yes, isn't it a perfect shirt? I'm trying to tell you. I saw it. I was like, ooh, must have this. And so I got it. It was the last one, too. Um, let's see. It seemed like it was something else I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, how are you guys enjoying the 7 minute series? Put your comments there in the chat stream. And is this like a good thing? Is it off to a good start? Are you enjoying it? What's going on? And let me know how you feel about 7 minutes. I know a lot of you like longer videos, but we have a lot of people that have ADD. They can't sit through videos that long. Looks like about they have a limit of about maybe 5 minutes and then they be out. So I thought, I'd try something different to see if it helped them get a little education, but we'll see. So let's get started. You guys can you enjoyed the 7 minutes? Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. So let's get started with these questions though. The first one is from a female in the 26 to 35 age group. She's out of Los Angeles. And she says, I, 28, met a 33-year-old male who I've been seeing slash conversing with on a daily for about 3 months. He often made comments about me talking to other guys, questioning if I was hanging out with other dudes while he was away at work. I didn't understand the seriousness of the questions, considering how early on things were. I did stop messaging random guys slash going on dates as he said he doesn't want to be with a girl who lives for the attention of random dudes. I was okay with that and proceeded to drop the other guys, although I vocalized that we weren't in a committed relationship, nor was he my boyfriend to sort of gauge his response. However, that conversation fell flat. Last week, a friend asked who I was going to a concert with, and I said a guy, aka this dude. The guy I'm seeing responded by saying, I'm not just some guy. I also told him I recently decided to buy a house as I was finally single again. His response, well, you're no longer single. He has thrown all these little side comments that have me confused. I'm confused because he did mention that he had to end things with another girl in March because she wanted something serious. What is serious? He doesn't think I should be talking to other guys, but yet we do things together. He posted images that do not include me in them. Looks like he did the same thing with a girl in March. I am anxious because I feel like I need a more solid answer to what this is. I don't know how to have this conversation. I feel like we've sort of had it a few times, and I've been beating around the bush trying to get an answer. It seems like he has these expectations of me talking to guys, but it's a fear of showing that he has a girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, first of all, I done told y'all, unless you are in a committed relationship that you agreed to be in, not that you were forced into or backed into because somebody was acting stupid, You date whoever the fuck you want to, and you talk to whoever you want to, and who is he? He ain't your man. He's just somebody that you met. You giving him boyfriend slash husband, fiance type of privileges to run your life and decide who you talk to and what you do. This is a major no-no. You giving dude way too much power and control, considering you only been dealing with him. What did you say? 3 months. And he already trying. No, you ain't single, and you this and that, this and that. Let me tell you how this is supposed to go, young lady. You meet a guy and he makes comments about you talking to other guys. You're supposed to turn to him and say, "What are you trying to say? Because I'm single. You're single. You talk to other women. I talk to other guys." Okay, you see what I mean? You shut him down when he starts with them little hints. He's gauging how much power and control you're going to give him and how desperate you are to have a man with those kind of questions. And the rest of you listening to this, you need to take heed too. Don't fall for this kind of game. This is so juvenile. This is like some 12-year-old stuff. And he's running on this girl. She's almost 30 years old. You stopped messaging random guys and going on dates. You should have never done that. And he's because he doesn't want to be with a girl who lives for the attention of random guys. No, you're not living for the attention of random guys. You're looking for Mr. Right for you. And he does not have the right to decide what's right for you. Only you do that. Um, Okay, that fell flat. And then who were you going to the concert with? You said a guy. He says, I'm not just some guy. And then you were supposed to tell him, well, what are you then? You're not a fiance, you're not our husband. So what are you? See, you missed all kind of opportunities to put him in check and get him to stop with this nonsense that he's doing. And he throws out these little comments. They're not getting you confused. He's just running game on you to see what you're gonna give up for him while he does what the fuck he wanna do. Oh, hell no. And talking about the other girl got too serious. He got tired of her. That's what it is. They run this kind of game and they get you backed into a corner and dependent on them and they control you. And then like a cat that gets tired of the mouse that it was playing with, it either pounces on it and kills it or it just knocks it into the corner and it goes and gets a new mouse to play with. One that's not tired and that can run and play and be more testy. What you need to do is have a conversation with him and say, look, you've been making all these hints, dropping all these hints and making all these little comments. I don't know what the fuck you trying to say, but I'm going to tell you this. We've been kidding for 3 months. You talk to other people. I talk to other people. I'm not your woman. You ain't my man. So, I did make a mistake in not talking to other people when I first started dealing with you. I'm going to rectify that situation. And then that's what we're going to do. You don't never give up your life when you are still single. Okay, you don't stop seeing other men when you just tell it with some dusty trying to control you. You tell him I did who I want today because I'm grown, just like you, and get him in check. That ain't your man. Okay, it's not your man. You didn't agree to nothing. Make sure you understand and make sure you communicate that to him. If it's not a mutual understanding, a mutual discussion, and a mutual agreement, then he just talking shit. Yeah, she just doing way too much, giving him way too much power and control. Let's move on. Question number 2. Wait, that the dust got stuck in my throat. Oh my goodness. Okay, question number 2 is from a woman, 40 to 45 from Illinois. Hey Deb, I'm 42 years old and I'm at the point where I'm considering giving up on dating. It seems like men expect sex on the first date or the first few dates. It's getting really old. Are all men like this now? Yes. It seems all the advice out there is to go for it, and there's no stigma anymore over first date sex. What if I don't want to do it? I'm just not horny all the time and waiting for a chance. I'm hoping to find a true connection and maybe a life partner. I want to get to know someone before creating a physical bond. I develop an emotional attachment when I sleep with someone. Even when I think it's just physical, I always feel differently afterwards. Let me stop right here and give you a round of applause for that because so many women don't know themselves well enough to make that kind of judgment and to protect themselves accordingly. They just go willy-nilly through life not understanding how they are. Now, I'm not like that. I could give less than a damn. I will fuck you and get up and be like, that was great. Let me go now. I got some shit I need to do and be out. But some women, are not built that way, and they do develop an emotional attachment to people that they sleep with. and they feel different after. And I'm happy that you recognize that. So let's go on to the letter. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want everybody to understand there's nothing wrong with either position. It's just what it is. Okay, know yourself and then handle your business accordingly. So she writes, I'm protecting myself by waiting to see if someone is genuinely interested in me before jumping in bed. But I've had more than one guy tell me that I'm not 16 anymore and it's old fashioned not to have sex right away. I stand my ground, but the guys disappear. What gives? Is this a common problem that other women are having besides me? Oh, absolutely. This is, this is a worldwide issue. My thing is this, though. There are men out there that think just like you do. What you're, unfortunately, when you're doing, online dating, the opportunity to find such men is kind of rare. They're there, but it's going to be a struggle to find them because most of them are just on there looking for a hookup. As fast as possible, as many as possible. And what you need to do is stick to your guns. So you need to understand if they disappear because you didn't sleep with them, they're going to disappear whether you did or not, and then you would be left damaged, which is what happens to a lot of women. They feel hopeful that if they sleep with the guy that he'll want them, that they'll have a relationship that'll be meaningful, that he will fall in love. I don't know what they be doing, some dream they be dreaming, but um, they get constantly disappointed, disappointed, disappointed. They're heartbroken. They feel used. It batters your self-esteem a lot and your image of yourself when your little chunks of you are being broken off like that. Every time you do that and you have a hope that the guy's gonna love you back, and it doesn't happen, you lose a little piece of yourself. A little bit of you dies. And if you know that that's the kind of woman that you are, then follow the path that's right for you. You don't have to do anything that just because, my thing is like this. I don't care if 9 million people lined up to jump off a bridge and thought that that was the right thing to do. If you that 9 millionth and one person and you sit there and you go, that don't look right. I don't think I'm gonna do that. That's a good thing because you're making your own mind and you living your own life and you walking your own path. So I encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. Don't worry about these knuckleheads and little booty hounds and all the stuff that you're gonna find out here. They're not looking for anything. I don't know why they don't just pay a prostitute and get it over with. It would be much more like sensible, but that's what you're dealing with. And so that's the way things have gone in this society. Question number 3, female 45 to 54 from Fairfield, California. Well, no, I don't know if it's California. She just said Fairfield. My boyfriend and I have been together for a while. We do love each other, but sometimes I feel like I'm being used or otherwise manipulated. We're older and in different places financially. How many times has this come up lately? We enjoy our time together, but he has pushed living with me for a long time. I finally couldn't hold in my emotions, and I really gave it to him. I told him I thought he gaslights me sometimes and believed me sometimes that if I didn't have a nice home, etc., he wouldn't be interested in me. I didn't hold anything back, and he was really angry over that. I told him I feel he ruins the relationship and that he never asked me if I wanted him to live with me. Of course, he said I never objected, so he assumed I did. I told him he can't set the amount he needs to help pay with the household expenses. It's really up to me, mostly since it's my house and my expenses provided is reasonable in light of his modest salary. He agreed but said it doesn't cost any more for him to live with me. I hate when he says that and told him numerous times that's not the issue. The issue would be what amount is fair to the both of us. I got some shit to say about this. Oh, yeah, okay, this is California. He suggested we go into Walnut Creek to a restaurant for my birthday when my sisters will be visiting. And I told him it's up to me, my birthday, not his. And he got a gift certificate. Okay, this must be one of the old letters because it goes on and on. And so, he has a gift certificate. He's controlling and pushy. She told him he emotionally abuses her sometimes. Last week he was cursing at me and left the house to go back to his place when I asked a financial question. He told me to apologize and he said that he wasn't. Really? He finally did when I brought it up again. He said he loved me even if I had nothing and we had to live in an apartment the rest of our life and he wants to be there when he dies. Uh-huh. Do I trust him? Do I let him Move in, expect him to hold up his end of the bargain. I told him I didn't trust him with financial matters at all. As an FYI, some of my family doesn't trust him. They describe him as an opportunist and doesn't know his place. What do I do with this relationship? Is he what you call a dusty? Absolutely. Am I fooling myself and being intimidated? We do have a special connection that I've never had except with my late husband. Okay, once she closed with that, this is a wrap. It's a lost cause. This have you guys noticed how many of these letters, this like theme has come in over the last few months? Older couple. The woman's doing better than the man. The woman got the house. The woman got the retirement. The woman got the money, the income and stuff. The man is a dusty bum, and he want to move in with her, live with her, marry her, so that he has access to her resources. This one can't even act right long enough to get in the house. How you gonna be telling somebody that you love them and want to live with them and be with them for the rest of your life, and you up there cursing at them? I think I'd be cussing him out and tell him to go and live in a tent some damn where. You ain't coming nowhere near my house, lady. I'm gonna tell you this: if you, since you already have your house, if you decide to marry him or let him move in or any of that kind of stuff, you better have him sign a prenup before that happens and a quick claim deed. So he had no claim on your shit. He gonna leave just as dusty as he came there if something happens. Make sure that there's no insurance policies that will benefit him. If he starts talking about let's get one and making himself the payee, then that's a warning sign too. All in all, I don't see any benefit to you here. How is it going to be beneficial for you for him to move in? Because even though he says it wouldn't cost any more, that's not true. Well, the more bodies that you have, the more in houses. I don't know about other places, but if you own your own home here, you have to pay your own water bill. So your water is going to go up. The light bill's going to go up because there's going to be more people there burning lights in different rooms and all this kind of stuff. I mean, your food bill is going to go way up. There's a lot, toilet paper, soap, laundry soap, hot water to run the washing machine, the dryer, all these kind of things are incidental expenses that people don't really think about, but those go up the more people are in the household. So, I would go out to my birthday with my sisters when they came to town without him. Tell them it's going to be a bunch of women. You don't need to go. We'll celebrate together another day. And I would really seriously consider not moving in with this dude. He's pressing you to do this. That means he's looking for the advantages to himself. Otherwise, he wouldn't be pressing you to do something you aren't really that enthralled with. So that's my caution, my warning of caution to you. This you're gonna be in a situation in a minute. They're trying to wonder how that happened and what you're gonna do about it. All kind of stuff. Yep. See, Diana said make sure you get a rental agreement and everything. But yeah, there's no benefit to her to marry him. He's broke. He's a dusty. What? I mean, what? Why do these women want to get married so bad? And you have a special connection. How you gonna have a special connection with somebody that cusses you the fuck out? How does that even work? You're dreaming, lady. You own one. Question number 4. This is from a male, 21 to 26 in the Phoenix area. Hey, Deborah. I'm a 22-year-old guy. I've only really gotten into the dating scene for the last couple of years. The girls I would go on dates with on were from other dating apps or a friend would set us up. So I've never really had to ask a girl out before. Well, there's this girl at work who's really great and we get along well and hang out from time to time. She's asked to be my driver for the night when we went to parties and wanted me to go with her to a company party and waited in the car for me to arrive. I've built the courage to finally ask her out, but I first consulted her friend and she said that she thinks we'd be great, but a week later she tells me that she's seeing someone. Hmm. I'm not sure if it's exclusive or not, but even then, she still asks me to hang and talks to me in a flirtatious manner, so I'm confused. Do you think all hope is lost, or think there's maybe a chance that something should come about? Also, this dude that she's going out with, the same guy who cock blocked me with another female a while back. Thank you. I appreciate you reading this. Okay, I'm kind of confused because um, you said I asked first consulted her friend and she said that she thinks we'd be great, but a week later she tells me that she's seeing someone. Who is the she? Is it the friend that you're talking about, or is it the girl herself? Now, this is important because you weren't. This she is just too vague. You talking about two different women and saying she. I don't know which one you mean. But let's just say that it's the friend. Okay, I'm gonna operate that it's the friend who says that she's seeing someone. Cock block. She could be friends with the dude. You know what I mean? Or she could want you for herself. There's all kind of possibilities there. But the fact that the girl still asks you to hang out and talk to you in this flirtatious manner that has not stopped, it makes me suspicious that this was just all, somebody's fabrication. And you don't have any proof that it's this dude, right? I mean, you didn't say it. You just say it's the same guy who blocked you with another female a while back. But I mean, how serious could it be if she's still trying to deal with you? So what you need to do is find your cojones and you like go and ask her out again. Cause see, she hadn't told you that she got a boyfriend, right? Unless I'm reading this wrong, unless you've heard it from her ears, then she don't have a boyfriend. It's just rumors as far as you're concerned. You ask her out, and if she says, oh, I'm seeing somebody, this and that, then you say, well, what was the point of all of this, flirting with me and wanting to hang out and stuff? Please explain to me how that works. You got a man, what you doing? Why you think I want to be your friend? I'm not trying to be your friend. I got enough friends. And you need to just put your G on. Just G up. And just straight tell her. It's like, nah, this is some bullshit. I am not trying to be your gay best friend. Okay, so you need to figure out what you want to do here and let me know. Until then, don't call me and don't be trying to flirt with me. I don't want to be all up in the mix with your bullshit. And just straight tell her and just look her in the dead in the eye when you say it. There's nothing that turns a woman more than a man with some confidence and some nuts. So, you need to find yours and you need to G up. And you be all right. Next thing you know, she'll dump dude and be like, "Oh my God, he was so macho. I just, I just couldn't get enough of him, and he was just so unbelievable. He just turned me on so much." That's the kind of response you're looking for. But you better put some bass in your voice and get this straight. Question number 5. This is from a woman, 25 to 34, in Little Rock. I'm a 31-year-old woman with an okay job and an okay future and a lot of plans for the year to come. I'm married to a guy 4 years older. We have been married for 4 years now and I love him. Oh boy, here we go. There's a lot of problems in my marriage as it is in any, but I'm positive most can be fixed except for one. I have no idea how to fix it anymore. In 5 years, my husband has failed to keep a job. The longest he stayed in one was 8 months. We constantly face financial problems due to job hopping. We even had to move to a new city to see if he has better luck elsewhere, and I risked my future when I moved. He says it's his work environment, the people, and sometimes he admits that it could be him, but I don't think he believes it is him. To be honest, I know he can't do a desk job, in my opinion, because he has way too much ego. He's long winded and he thinks he's amazing. He takes everything, every little question personally and as an attack. But apart from his desk job, there's nothing else he can do. He always wanted to join the police force, but to do that, there are certain requirements that he doesn't have. So it dawned on him that at his age, it is impossible for him to join the force. I so badly wish he could. I know he'd be perfect at it. Okay, that don't have nothing to do with the advice. Stop writing all these extraneous side things. He's taking medication to help with his anger management issue. And he's supposed to take pills to help with his job hopping, how do you solve job hopping with pills? Long story short, I want to start saving, plan for a baby and retirement, and think about my job needs, but I'm also not able to stick to one, it seems, forever. He himself is suffering from it too, but I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know anything anymore. I don't want to leave him. I just want this to stop. So I told him to be a house husband. But I know for a fact I would get frustrated and it won't work out if he becomes one. I want him to be able to financially support both as he may be bad in holding a job, but he for sure was much better than me in shopping. What do I do? Please help me. This is one of those take this hand and reach way back over here and slap the shit out of yourself letters. That's what this is. You married to a dusty bum. You trying to carry the load of your relationship all by yourself. He's not doing shit. Job hopping, sitting on his ass and talking about he got an ego. He need to run in his mouth. He need to find a job where he gets paid to talk shit then. They have those men. They called salesmen, right? They talk shit all day long and they sell shit. And that's what he needs to do. Go and get him a job like at an electronics store or something. You say he's been on the desk job. He likes to talk and he think he know every damn thing. So he should go and get a job at like Best Buy or something and get a commission and run his mouth all day. That's what they do. Run their mouth. answering questions and talking to people, chatting them up, and trying to get them to buy shit. That's where he needs to be. As far as him thinking, you thinking he can only do a just job, but y'all never heard of school? I mean, he ain't working. Why can't he go to some school? Community colleges are free. You just pay for the books and some little, mixed amount, Mickey Mouse amount of expenses. He should be able to do that. Oh, I haven't even gotten there yet, Felicia. I'm still on the first page. See, that wasn't mentioned until the second page. I'm doing it in order, but trust me, I'm going to get there. Okay, so that's the job. He can't be a police officer. Okay, we gave that up. Now he's on medication. So for his anger management. Okay, so you got an angry, dusty bum that runs his mouth, has a huge ego, and don't have a job, and job hops and can't make no money, and you support him. Okay, now you want to start saving. Saving from what? You have a dusty. You're not going to be able to save anything. You want to plan for a baby in retirement. First of all, you have somebody that's got anger management issues and ADHD. Please do not have a child by this man. Your baby going to be all kinds of fucked up. Okay, your kid's gonna be on drugs. Your kid gonna be them kind of hop schools because of the problems he has staying focused and paying attention. You have a warning right in front of you. Most people get broadsided and they don't know what's going on. You have a warning. You've been with it for 4 years of what's in his genes and chromosomes, and you thinking you're gonna have a baby by that? You're gonna have a dusty bum baby and a dusty bum husband. Yes, well, some house husbands really do being some, but this one would just be a bum though. Some husbands run like a household business out the house. They're at home, but they're not going to a job, but they still, making some money. This one wouldn't be doing nothing but playing video games and watching Maury. Mm-mm. What you need to do is get a divorce. That's what you need to do. You need to get a man who's got an attitude, a go getter, and a vision for the future, and is hardworking and successful like you are. You are, as they love to say in the South, since that's where you are, unequally yoked. You are yoked as strong for somebody who's focused and ready to roll with a bum. That's what you're doing, and he's dragging you down and holding you back. You need to file for a divorce. I know you all in Little Rock and everybody's down there is all worried about being married and being Mrs. So and so and all this old shit. But all you got to do is pack up and move someplace else, and then be divorced, and you'll be fine. Yes, honey, lady boss girl, them some dusty jeans, and she just talking about she want to have a baby by this fool. That would be the biggest mistake you could ever make. Let's move on to question number 6. This is a young man, 18 to 21 in San Jose. Um, 18 to 21. I'm a sophomore at San Jose State University, which is where I heard about you. Oh, so this letter must be kind of old. I don't think school started back yet, has it? So I confessed my feelings to a girl who's a friend of mine, and I got friend zoned. And we both decided nothing would change between us. But after a while, her behavior changed towards me. So I honestly told her that I'm unable to control my feelings, and henceforth, please maintain a distance, and none of this is your fault. But even after that, she's still pursuing me all the time. So again, we decided, okay, fine, we'll still be friends like we were. Then out of nowhere, she said that I was ignoring her and got pissed at me. My friends say she just wants attention, and I also believe the same. But somewhere I feel that she also feels the same, and that she's just scared of admitting it. And she had told me that the only reason she turned me down was because she's really hurt from the past experience and doesn't want to date anyone. What do I do here? What you do is you find your nuts. This is the same thing. I don't know why all you young men are so nutless these days. And you sit home, girl, down, and you say, look, I told you that I liked you and I wanted to be with you. You said no. But now you tripping like a jealous girlfriend. So I'm gonna need to ask you, have you changed your mind? Have you realized that your life was better with me in it than without? Because after we had this conversation, if you say no, you don't want to be with me, guess what we're gonna do? We're not gonna be friends. I'm not trying to be your damn buddy. I'm not gonna be palling around with you. I'm in my youth, in my prime. I need to find me a woman, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be wasting my time with you when I could be finding somebody that's gonna love me back. So I'm gonna give you 24 hours. You better make up your damn mind, because I'm telling you that's all you got, and then I'm out. And that's what you tell her, like a G. Okay? Don't be babying around. This is real life. You and a young man now. Okay? You don't have time for bullshit and games. That's some high school shit, middle school. Your ass is a sophomore in college. 2 more years, you're gonna be out of school in the workforce. So you better start getting your G on now. All right? I'm trying to tell you. Man, if I had a son, he would be such a rogue motherfucker. Everybody would hate his ass because he'd be like, bitch, what? 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 What you doing? What's going on? What we do? What you want to do? That's all a man ever has to do is ask a woman what you want to do. Put it in her hands. And if she don't have enough balls to tell you, she don't have her big girl's panties on, then just leave her, just dust her. Yeah, she playing with his emotions, but she's only doing that because he's letting her. People only do to you, I mean, other than you being like an assault or trafficking victim or something like that, in a situation where you got choices and free will, because, she don't have to be friends with him. She chose to. This kind of stuff. So, and he don't have to be friends, he chose to. So these are the kind of things, people are making silly choices, but nobody's making them do anything. They're choosing to be like this. So, there's victims out there. I fully admit there's a lot of the people who are victimized against their will into doing stuff they did not want to do. They're just trying to survive. That's not the case here. He's a willing participant in this fuckery. And so, dude, you just got to G up and just shut this shit down and tell her, no, we ain't doing this. It's going to be a new school year and I'm going to be on to some new booty. And it ain't going to be, I'm not going to be wasting my time with you. Okay? Let her know that. Exactly. Yeah, you don't have no, control over when it starts. I mean, people gonna always hit you up with some nonsense, but you can have the option either you continue in that vein or you can shut that shit down. So if it continues, then that means you let it. And so that's what I got to say about that. Question number 7, female, 37 to 45. She's from Sweden. And she says, I've been following your channel for a few months now. It's great fun and also very interesting. A couple of years ago, I was staying at some friends' houses. Wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. Oh, you know what? Never mind, y'all, because I remember I told my cousin, she was like, there's a question that doesn't have anything to do with relationships, and do you want it? And I said no. So I uh, did the wrong thing. That was the old page, I think. Here we go. Here's the new one. Um, Question number 7. This is the replacement question. Male, 25 to 35 from San Jose. Hi, Deb. I'm a 34-year-old male here with questions about whether or not I'm doing something wrong. A few months ago, I asked a woman out for a coffee date. She said sure, so I made repeated attempts to schedule a time with her since we work near each other but in different offices and our workloads can vary. She always said yes or sure, but one day my boss came to me and said this woman told him I made her feel awkward. She never once said anything to me. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. To be fair, I can be, quote, different because I sometimes have issues reading social cues/norms, as well as having anxiety when talking to a woman. I want to ask her out. When I approached her to ask her out, I asked, how are you ladies doing today? Because she was with a friend of hers. I then asked if she would like to have coffee with me, to which she replied, sure. Some weeks went by with me asking once every few days or so, but she always seemed to have a reason not to. After the incident with my boss, she and I no longer speak to each other when passing in the halls, but she always seemed to be so friendly with everyone else in the world. I also still think she's one of the prettiest women I've ever seen, but I'm not going to pursue things with what happened. Do you have any suggestion on what I could try next time when I want to talk to a lady? I'm honestly so confused as to how any of this happened that I don't even have a specific direction in which to go with this. First of all, wait a minute. How old are you? 25 to 35 and you in San Jose, so that means your ass is working as one of them .com companies or something. So you got some money. Why is your cheap ass asking a woman out that you work with? So you already know this woman. It's not like she's an internet date and this is your first time meet and greet. You already know her. You know that you like her. You've been around her. You've talked to her. You are supposed to invite her ass out to lunch or dinner, not for coffee. What's wrong with you? She can get coffee at work. You work together. Number 2 is it's always high risk unless you work on one of those huge campuses like Google, where it's like 30,000 people in one place. It's too close. You can't do that kind of stuff at work. Okay, some companies have very specific rules against it. But even those that don't, it's a very touchy thing if you're being so persistent like that. What you don't understand is if you ask a woman out twice, or actually even once, but you ask her out and she says sure, okay, so then you come and follow up again and say, well, you want to go now, whatever, and she doesn't say yes or tell you an alternative time that she is available, that means she doesn't really want to go and she was just being stupid. Because a lot of women are just, they always want to placate and play nice and be, pleasant, and they want you to like them and all this old stuff. So they always agree with whatever the man says, but they don't really want to do it. And you ladies, if that's you, stop being bullshit like that and just say, well, that sounds really nice, but I'm going to be busy doing not that. Okay? That's all you have to say. Say, no, I don't go out with people that I work with. I have a man. There's someone I'm interested in that I'm investigating a relationship with him right now, but thank you. There's all kind of ways you can get out of the shit without having to be like, faking like, oh yes, okay, yes, sure. That's bullshit. And that's that passive aggressive shit. So then she don't say nothing to him. She goes behind his back after she said sure to, get him in trouble with his boss. See, that's some bullshit. Don't do that. That's just I'm really not feeling her. But what you need to do is understand that, okay? You ask her out, she says sure. Okay, that could be yes, it could be she was just playing nice. So you ask her again, which would be the normal thing to do. Let's set this up, right? You said yes, let's roll with that. Okay. Once she started dodging you after that, you were supposed to take that cue and leave her alone because it meant that she really didn't want to. That's why she's just a scary type. So she went to your supervisor instead of just telling you, well, I changed my mind or anything like that. So, yeah, but I mean, sometimes when people want work with people, they don't want to be so direct, which I can understand, whatever. But still, what she should have done is just shut it down, but she didn't do that. So be very careful on the job, though. Like I said, unless you work for one of them, HP, Google things where it's 4 or 5 thousand people in some multi-building complex type workup setup, then don't do stuff at work. Question number 8. This is a female, 21 to 29 from the UK. I've been seeing my boyfriend for 4.5 years. We still love each other, both of us. We were very happy up until January. But recently, my boyfriend started getting more and more distant from everything. He's going through a phase where he is not happy with where he is in life. Nothing around him seems to make him happy. His friends, his family, he wants to move out of the country. The only thing working for him is work. At first, I thought it was me. Then his friends started to contact to ask me what's wrong with him. He tries everything. Wait, I lost my place. He tries everything to stay away from home. He's a very angry, impatient person. Last week, he came to me and told me that he wants a breakup since he feels the need to be alone and that he is hurting me by being distant and that if we continue like this, we might end up hating each other. He don't want to lose me, so he thinks this is the best way. He said that after a fight, not realizing it was his fault and not mine. After realizing. We never had a real fight in all our 4 years. It was always a very happy and peaceful relationship. Although he's getting distant, when I'm with him, he was always himself. I don't want to lose him despite all because I still love him. This phase has been going on for 4 months. I'm meeting him on Sunday and I'm going to suggest we take a break instead of a final breakup. Maybe this small break from everything can refresh everything for him and make him think clearer. I still need some help. Is this the right thing to do? Should I give it a shot? No. The man just told you to your face he wants to break up. What are you doing? Like hanging on his coattails and the ankles and dragging. What's that orange box? Oh, hey, Bella, thank you. Hanging on his leg like you just some little desperate, like there's no other man in this world. And you've been seeing him for 4.5 years and you in the 21 to 29 age group. What's wrong with you? You should be out kicking your heels up, dating all over the place at that age. Once a man starts, and this is something I think a lot of young women don't understand. Once a man starts pulling away and you just dating him, it's over. People don't pull away from that which they want to be close to. If it's to the point where I'm not talking about where he goes away for a couple of hours and sulks and then comes back with a new attitude. I'm not talking about that. Everybody's entitled to that. I'm talking about where you notice it over a period of months, weeks or months, that he's getting further and further away from you emotionally, That's a sign. And instead of just letting him do the slow fade out, or the fade to black, some people call it, you need to confront him and say, I notice that you don't seem to be putting as much energy into the relationship as you used to, and it feels like you're trying to leave. And he's going to, of course, deny it. Most of them not deny it. He might be honest and say, yeah, you're right. I'm not sure how I feel. My feelings have changed. It's not you, it's me, the standard spiel. But I don't understand when women just like sit there and shiver in fear, imagining all this stuff for months on end instead of just rolling your sleeves up and just tackling it, like right off the bat. Don't run scared, because whether you run scared or whether you face it head on, the result is going to be the same. You're going to be breaking up. You just save yourself months of agony. Instead of, walking on eggshells, crying at night, wondering what's going to happen, you take charge of the shit and you make it happen so that you can start your healing process faster and change your life faster. Not wallow in self pity faster. Okay? Take charge of yourself like a G. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I would know one thing. I wouldn't be dating nobody for no damn 4.5 years. Not at that age. Shit, you might have got 4.5 months, maybe, if she was like exceptionally wonderful. Hell no. All right, so that's my advice for you. Let this go. Stop hanging on to him. You meet him on Sunday. I don't know why people got to break up in person. Just tell him you don't want to meet him on Sunday and break up over the phone and just go on with your life. Go with your friends or something on Sunday. Do something fun with yourself. Question number 9. This is a male, 36 to 44, from Miami. I met a young woman on Match. We had some great emails and a super phone call. I met her for a date last night, and while it was okay, I realized it's never gonna go anyplace. I think she left expecting that we'll get together again. The question is, do I tell her politely in an email? Do I phone her and go through that conversation? Or do I just ghost her, and if she gets back in touch, tell her then? Okay, so wait a minute. So you met on Match, you had a couple of emails and a phone call and one date, and you think you need to explain something? I mean, I guess if you want to be polite, you guys, 36 to 44, I guess that is a more mature age where people expect that kind of mature behavior. I, however, have no such level of maturity. I just ghost people. At that point, it's like, I don't know you shit. I barely know your middle name. Might not even know it, just your first and last. And, you don't have a relationship. So there's nothing for you to break up. So you don't need to have that kind of conversation. But, if you're really bothered about it, an email is good. An email works, and say, it was great meeting you last night. And I want you to make sure you say this. I really enjoyed our conversations, and, it was great meeting you. But I get the feeling, that's what's bad about these internet things when you meet people and when you meet them and there's just no chemistry, it just doesn't work. So, but I don't, but it was still fun to meet you and this and that. But, I'm going to keep looking and thank you for your time, or, something along those lines. And then just move on. That's all you have to do if you want to. Otherwise, you could just ghost her. Either way, she'll know what time it is. Question number 10. Yeah, they don't have no nuts. Ain't that the truth, Lulu? That's like the overwhelming thing I keep seeing. Either they're like so arrogant and weird. It's not to say that they have any more nuts than the other do, but they just have more bravado, more ego. So they front. They put up a big front, like they have all this, these egos, this ego and stuff that they really don't have. And or they just cower in fear and insecurity and all this stuff. One thing I am glad though is that at least they write and ask for some direction. And I hope that by asking somebody who doesn't have any kind of emotional tie to them, um, that they can, take the advice for what it's worth and do something, change the way that they handle themselves with around women. Because, one thing I'm telling you, dudes, you got to have confidence you're dealing with women. You don't have any, we smell it. It's just like, the shark starts circling. We're going to do you in. What little bit of ego that you have left is about to get pounced on and eaten. So you need to, you got to G up. Come on now. Stop being scared. All right. So this is a dude, 36 to 44, from Seattle. We're on question number 10. 10 of 16. Yes, thank you, Sue. Sue's keeping track. 10 of 16. Yeah, I don't do them swipey things. I don't do match. I don't do none of that shit. I'm not trying to be bothered. Male, 36 to 44, Seattle. I've been married for a year and I'm having an issue with my wife's past. She's 33, I'm 45. We dated for a couple of months before having sex. She told me that she needed to get to know someone before she did all that with them, and she didn't believe in one night stands and that she hadn't been with that many men. Well, of course she told you that. Duh. As it turns out, she has been with many men. She started doing the do at 14 and has been active ever since. What bothers me most is that she seems proud of her past and talks about it like when she's angry with me. Oh, I can just imagine these conversations. She'll say things like, I fucked a lot when I was young. See, I just knew it. I knew she was going to be this wild. I fucked everywhere I went. She's traveled extensively. I fucked the best of the best. She also mentioned specific guys that she's fucked, her words, and has even shown me pictures. What? As it turns out, she was a wild child and in her 20s was into clubbing and the party scene. She told me some specific stories and has since retracted some of them, so I don't know what to believe now. After hearing her talk about her past, I think of her as well, the S word with the four letters. Also, I don't trust that she will be loyal to me. I've had my own encounters, but for some reason, her past and most of all the way she talks about it bothers me. I can't seem to let it go. How do I deal with her past when it bothers me so much? You so dumb. How are you 36 to 44? Good Lord, you're dumb. You're 45 years old. Oh, okay, you checked the wrong box. You say you're 45 years old and you are such a child. You have the mentality of a 15-year-old boy. This is just stupid. Like, like what you think that at 33 she was sitting around just like, twiddling her thumbs. You thought she was going to be getting some half virgin cookie or something just because you got married. You're an idiot. Who does that in these days? So what you have to do is get over this notion that you was the first one that tapped it or the first of five or whatever fantasy you had going on in your mind. The woman, you love the woman, you married the woman. You already knew that the woman could screw good and all that stuff. That's why you wanted to be with her. Now all of a sudden it's a problem, right? And she's saying all that stuff because she knows it hurts you and it bothers you. And you say that she does it when you guys fight, right? When people are arguing, they're gonna say stupid stuff. They're gonna say what gets you. Yeah, he's 45 and just dumb as all get out. I'm like, it's like if I had a boyfriend who was 45 and he started acting like this when I told him something, I would be like her. I would look in like Penthouse and all them online story websites where they have story, and I would put it in my head, and then I would tell you those, and it would be like I had done it. That's what I would do because I would just want to fuck over you. I would want to hurt your feelings. I would want to see you cry, and I would want you to man the fuck up, and you wouldn't be doing it. And I would be so disgusted with you. I would go and find more stories to tell you just to fuck you up some more. That's how women do. See? So if you're not a G and you don't have no confidence in yourself and you whine like a little bitch like you're doing right here, that's what's going to happen. She's going to hurt your feelings more and more and more. Why? Because she can. Because you let her. It might be disrespectful, but I don't give a fuck. It's the kind of thing like you as a man, you marry a woman in her mid 30s and now you want to get an attitude, act like she's supposed to be so pristine and virginal. That's why she's doing it. He's trying to talk about I feel like she's a slut. How you slut shame your wife at 33? Are you fucking kidding me right now? That's why she's doing it. And I'm telling you, I would do it too. I'd probably make a video and play it, put it in his car on a cassette tape or whatever people use, DVDs, whatever, MP3 file, full of sound effects. And when he tried to play his music, it would play that. Sound like a porn movie in his damn car. I would do it. I would fuck him over just because I could. Because he had this kind of immature, stupid attitude, and I would rub his nose in it every chance I got, like we rub a dog's nose in its pee pee when you're paper training it. That's what I would do to him. Yeah. How you gonna be mad? And she 33 and your ass is on the downstroke to 50. Are you fucking kidding me right now? That's why, her feelings are hurt. I don't know if y'all understand this. Her feelings are hurt that he's approaching her and he's having this attitude. So she feels disrespected and she feels unloved, and that, he's judging her negatively and expecting her to be somebody that she's not. That's why she's doing this. It's a defense thing that, she's striking out at him like how people do. I wouldn't be doing it to be striking out. I would just do it just because I would love to see the pain on his face. I'm a masochist like that. And the more I can see you cry, man tears are very tasty, just delicious, especially when you put them in a martini. Add a nice little spicy touch to it. And I would make sure I would have a glass full of man tears with him, and then I'd get a divorce because he's an idiot. Sorry, sir. I know that wasn't the answer that you wanted to hear, but you wrote to me, so that's what you get. I always tell people, you're going to be sensitive. Don't write to me. That would be the wrong thing to do. And use them here writing about some bullshit. Your ass is married and you almost 50 years old and you crying like this. I have no respect for you. None. Zero. Question number 11. This is a female, 45 to 54 from Dallas. A month ago, a man that works at the same place I do randomly initiated. What's this with people getting with folks at their job? It's nobody at my jobs that I've ever wanted to deal with. Oh, I take that back, one dude. But we just became friends. Yeah, I'm a savage. I gives no fucks. And it's like, I'm just telling you, one thing I cannot stand is a weak ass man. And I'm not talking about violent and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about internal, emotional, and mental strength. If I see that you don't have none or your shit is shaky, I'm going to pounce on you because that's what lions do. We see weakness and we pounce. It's just an innate thing. I can't help it. It just comes out. I mean, I try to stop myself and I just can't. It just won't happen. So that's what it is. Okay, so anyway, she's 47, he's 57. Ooh. I'm in the process of getting a divorce after a year of being separated. He's never been married. I work in admin offices and he works on the production floor. I can't enter his work area because you need special safety gear to enter that area, so he has to purposely come out into my area to talk. After our initial contact, we would see each other in the break room and he asked fairly personal questions. He mentioned that he has a motorcycle. We joked about me taking him a ride and him. A week later, he came to my desk and asked how he could set me up for something, and I gave him my number. We went for a ride and stopped at a local restaurant for dinner. I offered to pay for my meal and he wouldn't let me. We have casually spent time together outside of work at least once a week since then. He's treated me to dinner on 4 more occasions. He's helped me with my car and my house, and I like him. We have fun. We're together. We have a good rapport and similar sense of humor. So he's 10 years older than you. Okay. He has said a few times that nobody has been, quote, desperate enough to marry him in the past, but I wonder if other women have been interested and he just didn't see it, or he just wasn't interested in a relationship. I've been doing my best flirting. A week ago, he called to ask me out, but I was out of town. I honestly can't tell if he's interested in a relationship or not. Why not? Are you fucking blind? Stevie Wonder could see this shit. I'm hesitant to ask because we do work together and see each other occasionally, and it might be awkward if I ask and he's just not interested. I enjoy his friendship too, and I wouldn't want to risk losing that. But I am open to dating too. He is a really nice guy. He will help anybody do anything. I can't tell if he's just being nice to me or if he is attracted to me. Any advice would be appreciated. Yes, slow your fucking ass down. Your ass is still married. Did you forget that part? You said I'm going through a divorce. That means your ass is still married to somebody else. And you sit up here writing me a letter talking about is he interested? Who gives a shit? He's off limits until you are single and your ass is still not that. Okay, so don't you worry about what he's looking for. What he's gonna be looking for is somebody who's goddamn single. That ain't you. Okay, so don't worry about what to call it and if he likes you and all this stuff. You act like you 14. What is wrong with these people? It's been getting on my nerves today. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like usually I can deal with this, but today my fuse is just short and I'm just not really feeling these people in their 40s and 30s and 50s acting like this. She ain't scared. She just stupid. There's a difference between scared and stupid. And it's like, you making some silly, girlish kind of thought patterns in your head. The man's doing all this shit for you and stuff. You think he just going to do that for some random woman? Obviously, he likes you. He went and sought you out. He's talking to take you on a ride on his little ugly motorcycle, buy you dinner 4 or 5 times and stuff. You're dating in case you didn't understand that's what's happening. Let me just break it to you. 57-year-old men do not, quote, hang out. That's kid shit. Okay? 57-year-old men take their lady out. Now, he's not going to say that because you're technically still married. All right? So just slow your roll. Be quiet. Sit down some damn where. And enjoy the time and attention that he spends on you. And then when you get to finally get your divorce papers, tell him to let's go out and celebrate. And then you take him out for a change. She's Yeah, he's interested. That's what I'm saying. It's like she just, but he's probably waiting too because, he doesn't want to be disrespectful since she's still technically married. And she just like, don't get it. Doing my best flirting. Slow that shit down till you get that divorce paper. Question number 12. This is a young lady, 19 to 21, in the Washington, D.C. area. This guy I've been talking to for a few months lately hasn't been talking to me as frequently as he used to. We hung out maybe 3 weeks ago. We're both busy. But this week, he hasn't messaged me at all. He looks at my social media Snapchat all the time. And the minute I post something, he views it within an hour. But no text. Clearly, he's not so busy that he can't send one text. Is it safe to assume that if a guy hasn't texted me in an entire week, when he usually texts every other day, that he's not interested anymore? What do you suggest I do? He was never interested. You only been talking to him for a few months. It sounds like a lot of you don't talk. You haven't really been doing too much. I mean, when do you all get together? You haven't talking about. Okay, you hung out 3 weeks ago. That's almost a month. Nothing about that says interest. That was just something to do. Okay, when a man is interested in you, he gonna be like dude in the prior letter, all up in your face, all in your grill, trying to be in your mix, fixing shit at your house, find excuse to be around you, taking you out, looking at you, talking to you. That's when a man is interested. That's when he want to be around you all the time. You can't get rid of the motherfucker. You be like, can I breathe some air that you haven't already breathed, please? Can I fart in peace? Without you being there to smell it. Please just give me some space. That's what you want to say. When they're interested, they're gonna be all up in your grill. So you have a dude that you've been, you haven't seen in 3 weeks and who don't be really talking to you that much anymore. You need to understand what time it is. You getting ghosted. He's doing the fade to black on your ass. And so what you need to do is just accept it and move on. Start talking to someone else. Make sure you don't sleep with him. Or is it too late? Did you already do that? Well, don't sleep with him anymore, okay? Because he's going to come back around trying to amp things up to pay attention to you again so you fall back into the snare trap. And then the next thing you know, he's going to be doing the same shit. That's what they do. So you need to watch the video from last night where I talked about the frog boy. This is a frog if he tries to come back. Right now, he's just doing his thing. If he tries to do that back and forth thing, in and out your life, in and out your bed, that's a frog boy. Question number 13. Yes. Sometimes you just want to burp and fart, and you don't want no witnesses to that shit. And here he is, all up on you. Babe, babe, did you just fart? You know what I'm talking about. Don't be trying to play like y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. Question 13, male, 31 to 37 from Los Angeles. My girlfriend is better than me at everything. She's 22, I'm 33. When we met 2 years ago, she didn't have much but a job. She was working full time though. 2 years later, she has a car, a license, two jobs, her own apartment, and now she's a part-time student at university. My girlfriend outdoes me on everything in life. For Valentine's Day, I got her a card and chocolates. She brought me brand new Nike Air Maxes, a new shirt, and my favorite candy. How much do Nike Air Maxes cost? Anybody know? Okay, we go out to eat late at night, and she pays most of the time. She literally lets me get any and everything. I am insecure because I don't have a lot of clothes and shoes, so she took it upon herself and bought me clothes. I had a rough patch last year with my mortgage, and she paid it for me and paid my car note. She has given me money for gas and other things. She has a really unselfish spirit. My problem is she overdoes things. I feel like she's my mom. It's emasculating. Her friends know how much she does for me, and it's embarrassing considering her age. So she's 22 and he's 33. Ooh, he is a 33-year-old Dusty. I have a 22-year-old busting her ass for me, and I don't have the means to do it myself. Feeling a total embarrassment, and that she needs to worry about herself and not me. Okay, so what's the question here? I wonder if something got cut off. Well, all I can say is, sir, no one is forcing you to take these things from her. You don't know how to say no. That's what most dudes do when they don't. I mean, if they need the help, they might accept it, but the first thing they do is give her her money back. And if she tries to do more for them, they say, no, that's not right. I'm the man here. You don't need to be doing all that stuff for me. They sit her down and get her straight, you know, at least $75. Well, damn. I don't even spend, yes, I do. I do spend $75 for my shoes. Oh, somebody said 150 to 200 or more. Okay, well, anyway, so we know it's at least 75 and anywhere between 75 and $200 she spent just on them shoes. Um, Sir, what I understand what you're saying. You feel like torn because you don't have these things. Of course, you want those things. You want to, have nice clothes and shoes and stuff. But you know that as you were raised as a man, that you're not supposed to be getting those things from a woman. You're supposed to be getting those things for yourself. And if anything, you're supposed to be buying her those things as gifts for your lady. And you feel bad because she's so much younger than you and she's doing better than you. And she started with nothing but a job, and now look at her. Okay, so what's your excuse? You don't have a full time job? What's going on? You got a mortgage, so at least you got a house, right? You got something. So you should be able to, get yourself together. And whatever you feel like the money that she's invested in you, the car note that she paid for you, the mortgage she paid for you, any other bills that she paid for you, you need to give her that money back. That's what you need to do. Even if she doesn't accept it, you give it to her in a cashier's check or a money order, so she has to take it because those things, um, that's it. The money's on that, and so she can't be like trying to tear it up or something like that because that would be stupid. But that's what you need to do, and if she continues to do it, then and it's the wrong thing to do, then just break up with her. He gets uncomfortable when you open the door for yourself. Yeah, mine was like that too. He used to put my seatbelt on for me. I love that. I would act like my arms was positively broken. I can't open the car door. I can't put on my seatbelt. I can't do nothing except sit here and look cute. That was my job, to look cute and sexy. That was it. That's all I had to do. So he would put me in the car. This was our little routine. I sit in the passenger seat. He would, lean over and buckle my seatbelt. And then when he got ready to stand up, kiss, then he would close the door and go around and get in the thing. That was our routine every time we went somewhere together. And so, I just couldn't imagine having a man that I have to do all the stuff for. I would just, it just sounds exhausting. Sounds like he's a child, and like he recognized, it makes him feel like that she's his mother. So you guys need to be very careful about that. We talked about that in a video recently, huh? Didn't we, Sue and Lady Boss? I don't remember the name of it, but I talked about how women be doing too much for these men and it turned them into big babies. Can't do that, ladies. Okay, let's move on. We got question number 14 of 16. This is What the Fuck Wednesday, where these people write these crazy letters and they be having these crazy issues. And we be sitting up there like, what the fuck is going on with you? What the fuck was you thinking? What the fuck are you doing? That's why this show is called What the Fuck, because we say that a lot, right? Okay, this is a young man, 26 to 35, from London. Why do people claim to want to have a relationship when they have little time for it? Would you call seeing someone one day a week a relationship? How can people who want a lot of me time have normal relationships? Oh, this was a perfect question to write me because I'm one of those people. You can have a relationship. You got to realize too, when you first meet somebody, once a week is sufficient. You should be dating other people when you first meet somebody else too. So once a week that's enough. And as you spend more time with that person over time, you're gonna realize, oh, I really like this person. We really get along really well. I want to see them more often. And so then, and, twice a week, you start seeing them maybe on the weekend and do one during the middle of the week too. And then usually that's going pretty good. You'd be like, So then you drop, in another day. So maybe, you spend Friday to Saturday night with them or something. And then you go, Tuesday y'all get together. And then Thursday and then y'all get together. And then Saturday y'all together again. Okay, now you're in a relationship. You see each other 3, 4 days a week. That's pretty much, that's going to be it until you move in together, whatever. Um, but that's for normal people who like to take things slow. A lot of people like to just jump right in and they want to be all up in each other's face like right away all the time. It's just too much. So I don't have a problem with this once a week thing, at least for the beginning. Like I said, I think more people need to pace themselves and consider that they should be dating other people, at least one other person at that same time. Now, the second part of your question is, how can people who want a lot of me time have normal relationships? What's normal? That's normal. There's no such thing. Couples measure out what normal is, what it meets their needs, right? Because there's people whose husbands are in the military or wives are in the military. They're gone for months or years at a time, right? There's people who do a lot of international banking kind of travel work, sales. They're gone for weeks, at least a week. There are people who are husbands are firemen. They're gone for days at a time. There are women married to doctors, surgeons. They always in surgery some damn where. When they're not in surgery, they're consulting for another surgery, or they're exhausted and they in the bed asleep. So they don't really get to spend that much time with their husbands, but that works for them. So there's no such thing as quote normal relationship. It's whatever those two people work out, whatever works for those two individuals, their need for companionship versus their need for autonomous time alone or to do other activities. So, what you just have to do, sir, is find someone who matches you. So, if you want to be one of the kind of couples that be up under each other 24/7, all stuck together like Siamese twins, then that's the kind of mate that you should be looking for, one who's clingy as you are. If you're a person who has things that you like to do independently, independent thoughts, reading your books, going places, having interesting intellectual discussions with people, and doing your own thing, it doesn't mean that you don't love the person, it doesn't mean you don't think about the person. You just don't need to be in their face all the time. But see, that's like me. So that would be a perfect kind of relation for me. But I understand myself and I know what works for me. So that's, you have an adjustment to make because you think there's only one type of relationship. And I'm telling you, that ain't true. That is just absolutely not true. So let's move on to question number 15. This is from a female, 21 to 27, Lancashire, UK. Lancashire. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. So I just received some photos from a guy I'm currently dating. As usual, he sent me a few photos from his day, most of them from a hike he took. But three really stood out for all the wrong reasons. One of them were of his bare, hairy legs in the bathtub. Am I being trolled right now? Oh, you know what? But something tells me that this is a real letter and that this guy really did that. Ladies, how many times have the dusty shit that we've been seeing for the past few weeks, right? All the weird stuff they post and the weird pictures that they send and take, right? We've seen this with our own two eyeballs. So part of me is thinking this is probably real. So let's read on. Okay, so one of them were his bare, hairy legs in the bathtub. Another one was his reflection in a window while he was sunbathing in his briefs with his shoes and socks on. No, he wasn't sunbathing. He was flashing, girlfriend, flashing at the window. That's what he was doing. The last one was a close up of a blister on his foot that he got after the hike due to his new hiking boots. I didn't ask for it, nor did I want to see any of these photos. Recently, he's also sent quite a few selfies. Often, when he's out hiking, he'll take several in different spots and send them all. I hardly ever take any selfies, much less send any. So to me, this is a bit over the top. I must add, he does take a lot of photos, not only selfies, but I find the amount of selfies a bit concerning. Yesterday, I got one of him sitting in his living room, shirtless. It was if just his head and bare shoulders visible, but still. He said he wanted to send it as the evening light was so nice. I'm sure it was supposed to make me happy, but I just find it awkward. He's a nice guy, and I'm afraid he'll take offense if I ask him to tone it down, as he seems a bit sensitive. How much of a red flag is this? Would I be too quick to write him off at this point? Well, I mean, it's not like he's done anything to hurt you or anything. It's just bizarre, Twilight Zone-ish. Makes you go, hmm. So what I would do is, I'm not understanding why even the women don't have no nuts. Come on now, where's your ovaries? You supposed to like look at them strange ass pictures and say, okay, now I need to ask you, why would you send me a picture of your blister and your hairy legs, and you in your underwear and some shoes in the window? What? Wait, why did that happen? Why did that happen? And see what he says, because I'm curious and I want you to write me and tell me what his reason is, because I'm nosy as fuck and I really want to know. Seriously, I want to know what is the thought process that would motivate you to think that was a good idea. I'm trying to get understanding because I'm have one of those kind of brains. I really want to know shit. And this was so bizarre. It's like, okay, when you saw your legs hairy in the bathtub and you decided to take a picture and send it to somebody, what were you thinking? How did that come into your mind as even something you should think about doing? Where did that come from? I'd be very curious. I'd want to know the answer to that question. But yeah, that's what you need to, honey. You need to ask him why he does that, and then you need to say, "Oh, okay, I see. Well, I would like you to stop because a couple of selfies of you a day, regular ones, not of blisters, corns, bunions, hairy legs, your tidy whities, all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to see all that. That's kind of weird. And I'm telling you, if you think that that's the kind of no, because she said she's currently dating him. Okay, she didn't say this to somebody she was corresponding with online. She said dating. So, and if he continues to do such a thing in Lancashire, UK, then you need to yank a share and get him up out your life and tell him, yeah, you're a little too odd for me. You gotta go. It might be, but he could be one of them, Aspergery type of people that will have what it in his mind is a logical reason for doing this. That's why I'm saying you can't jump to conclusion. You guys got to understand we're dealing with people with a lot of different afflictions these days, and their perception of reality. See, just like to me, like men who want to all talk about, I'm in the wrong body, I'm really a woman, and you looking at your 6'5" ass, hairy belly, looking ugly. You ain't nothing about you looks female, but yet you want to say that you a she. And so to me, this is that same thing. It's like they have something going on. And so then it's like, there's some thought process there that makes them believe that. And so I would want to know what that thought process was. How did you arrive at this conclusion? I'm extremely curious about that. Not to say I'm going to agree. I'm just want to know how you got there. How did your 2 plus 2 come out to be 77? I'm just want to know that, how that works. So, but it's up to you, young lady. If you feel like it's, this is a super red flag. To me, this is silly. That could probably be, figured out with one conversation if you like him enough. If you don't like, if he's not that special to you, it's not that interesting, it's like you feel like it's a dime a dozen type of individual, then just cut him off with his little hairy leg ass. And our final question of the day is, whew, these people. I think the most disappointing part of today's letters is the people in their mid to late 40s that are stupid. How you gonna be down at 50 years old and your ass is still as dumb as you were when you was a teenager? That pissed me off. Usually I kind of maintain my cool, but not today. All right, so we on our last question. This is a young man, 20 to 29, from Ireland. My girlfriend just moved in with me and she's scared of my dog. I have a beautiful German Shepherd girl who gets a bit aggressive when there are other people around. My dog barks a lot whenever she's unfamiliar with people. Since my girlfriend lived far away, we didn't really hang out much at my house, and so this is the first time my girlfriend will be around my dog and vice versa. My girlfriend did mention at a social romance tour we attended. Wait, is this like one of them foreign bride things? That she's scared of dogs, but I didn't think much about this because I didn't know the extent of her fear. I didn't know that she was that scared to the point that she won't go out of the room since she fears that my dog will follow her around the house. She screams when my dog gets too close to her, and she almost collapses whenever my dog tries to jump on her. My dog is very playful. How do I make my girlfriend comfortable with my dog? Who should I call for help regarding problems like these? Thanks so much. You should call the pound and you should get rid of that dog. That's what you should do. You have to make a choice between your girlfriend and a beast. Okay, now you had a girl dog at was your companionship. Now you got a woman. And you see your woman is not, this is beyond scared. She's terrified of the dog. And a lot of people are afraid of dogs with good reason. Now you say that your dog gets a bit aggressive when there are other people around. Then you turn around and say that she's playful when she jumps on her. Your woman is interpreting that as aggression. Don't you see that you're just stupid? See, 20 to 29 and dumb as a rock. Okay, if you want to keep this woman, you need to get rid of that dog. Either the dog go or the woman go. You make your mind up. It's gonna be one of them. One of them. You choose. If I were her, I would have moved in and told him till he got rid of that beast. So that's it for What the Fuck Tuesday today. Um, I don't quite know what to say, pups. I don't quite know what to say about these people today. I don't. It's a very disturbing group of letters. I'm very disappointed in my peers in their 40s and just dumb. But anyway, we will be back on the weekend. Oh, actually, no, we're gonna be back on Friday night. That's right. Friday we got more of the Dusty Network in the house. That's what we got. People been sending in some nice memes, and if you want to participate in that, this is where you send them to the Dusty News Network. If you haven't seen any of those shows, go and check them out. We show memes and posts and quotes and pictures that Dusties have put up online, and we talk about them, and we talk about them bad, and we dog them out. It's just unbelievable. And you know what? I wanted to share with you guys too. I saw where remember the show last Friday where we did the Disney video, and I had to take the video down because of the copyright complaint, and the people was just duking it out at Disneyland in Toontown. Do you know that there's now white people going to Disneyland and posing like groups of people? They don't even know each other, right? They're posing groups of people posing like they're fighting in Toontown and taking pictures and post them online. That shit is hilarious. I couldn't believe it. I saw it and I was rolling. They all like, like stiff and like and doing all these faces and their fists are posing, their legs are up and they're doing all this stuff. It's hilarious. You should look for it. I don't know. I saw it on Facebook somewhere and I clicked the link and looked at the article. I thought I was going to die. It was absolutely hilarious. But we'll be here on Friday night starting at 6 p.m. with the next Dusty News Network broadcast, showing them memes and slides and pictures of dusty folks. And then I'll try to get in slide here on the weekend. It's hard for me in the summertime, though, because I'll be out and about. And I hope you guys have a good time as well. And I appreciate everybody coming and spending time with me. Thank you, mods. Thank you, all the guests, and for everybody who made a super chat donation and all my Patreon supporters. I appreciate you. Love you guys. I'll see you on Friday night. Bye bye.